Welcome to the start of a new anime review series. This one discussing an anime that, oh boy, this one has a ton of people talking about this series. Oh yes, by far. And I'm probably expecting to be a lot of people watch this one because, what am I talking about? Jujutsu Kaisen. Yes. I think I'm trying to look out a bit of a heck here. Okay, so Jujutsu Kaisen anime started about a couple years ago. And why am I reviewing this now? Well, there's a pretty good reason why. There is a movie coming out. Yes, a movie. Well, simply here anyways, yes. I have heard that the set release date for the movie is supposed to be March. And because also, the movie is basically Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the prequel to the main series. Now, for this video here, I'm only discussing the first 5 episodes out of 24. But I'm only going to go through, for right now anyways, before I go back to watching. That time I'm recording this slime, I'm only planning to go through the first 13 episodes. The show is made by, you might think by the animation, you might think, was this made by a Madhouse? No, it's made by Mappa, as in the same studio who does Attack on Titan. Well, the current season anyways. Yep. They worked on this show. Well, apparently also it's been announced they're going to do Chainsaw Man as an anime adaptation. That might do that one. Yes, it's possible, but I don't know. And you're probably asking, Nick, can you watch any other one that's basically like Zombieland Saga or other series that are made by Mappa? No, this is only the second one I've ever watched made by Mappa. Yep. Oop. Now, excuse me a second here. Which I. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I dropped basically. Here. Now, the series itself is streamed by Crunchyroll, by the way. I watched the English dub for it. Now, it's made by the writer of this one, which, by the way, I do have the actual very first volume of the manga. It is done by George Akumi. And apparently, from what I can tell, he's very much influenced by basically Japanese horror. Based on the fact there's curses in this series. Oh, by the way, the manga only started about 4 years ago. You're thinking, really? And the anime started about 2 years ago. Yeah, but actually it ended. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it back. I wouldn't be surprised either. Now, the main character who's in the cover of the very first volume of the series, his name is Yuji. Yuji Adori. And we also have debut of a couple other characters in the very first episode of the series. We have Megumin Fujiro. Yeah, it's kind of weird, though, that a guy has a woman's name. Yeah. And, of course, there's also Satoru Gojo. Yep. Yeah, so it has a weird start to it. It does not start where the manga starts. Well, let me take a look here, just to be sure. But I don't think we'll start there. Nope, doesn't start there. We start with a flash forward with Yuji and Gato. Well, they're in a room full of candles. You might think, is this a romantic thing? No, it's basically he's being chained up. Because he ate something he should not have. What did he eat? A finger. You're probably thinking, that's disgusting. Yeah, it is. But it's a cursed object. Yeah, they explained that it's one of the, like, 20 fingers of a guy by the name of, let's see, what is the name of this guy? Roman Suna. Actually, by the way, his title was actually in the first episode of the series. Yeah, and it turns out he kept in this little, like, birdhouse in a very terrible, like, apparently the modern day sealing thing, when they clip in this series, is really bad. And they're able to open the thing up, no problem, and take it out. And, of course, Megumin is the first character seen in the present day stuff. We see a flashback. He's looking for the damn thing, and then we have the main character playing like a game. And then, of course, the club is threatened to be kicked out of the room because they claim they don't do anything. They're occult research. Of course, they research about why a rocket fuel is not being used. They suspect it's actually ticks. I think it's an actual dead body there. And by the way, Megami actually confirms basically with their suspicions. Oh, and by the way, the two friends seen this episode, which by the way, one of them was voiced by, and you're not going to believe this about this one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yes, we have Satsuo Sasuke, who is voiced by, let's see. Yeah, it's a woman, and she's voiced by Kali Her. Yes. And as for Tashi Uchi, here's a little strange thing about this one. The guy who voiced him, one of 3 characters he voices in the entire series, and the only voice actor I recognize out of this. Well, there's also Melanie Connors, but I haven't got to her character yet. But it's Kyle Herbert. Yep, in the 3rd Crunchyroll dub I've heard of it. Like, wow, 3 Crunchyroll dubs with Kyle Herbert. That was something to talk about him when next time he does a stream. Which I think he does one tomorrow. I'll talk briefly about that. Yeah, so they find the object. And of course, and suspected that Yue has got on because of how fast he's got good agility. No, he's just basically really strong, very dependable. Then, of course, basically, he goes visit his grandfather, who ends up dying in the hospital. Yep, his father appears in 1 episode of the entire series and dies in the 1st episode. And his grandfather to just help people up, trying to protect everybody, have people have a dignified death. And that's pretty much his motif for pretty much the series. Give people a good death. And I'll try to save as many people as he can. So, then of course they start looking for the cursed object. Well, Megan asks, like, because he doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. Well, that is until at night where the two friends to be part of the cult club join. By the way, there's this weird thing in here where, despite the fact Yui joined the cult club, the PE teacher really wanted him on the track team. Yeah, changing a student club application. Yeah, because they claim, oh yeah, they don't have 3 members, even though they do. Because he's actually on the track team, even though he did not want me on the track team. He did not sign up for that. The coach did because he really wanted him. And then it basically had a little shot pull thing where they throw like a little ball distance. And he won that, and the coach never brought him over again. So I think the coach only appeared just the 1st episode. Yep. And of course, Megumin, throughout most of his first episodes, trying to talk to him. Then finally he does when a cursed being shows up. And then in order to defeat the thing, he had to eat a finger. Well, one of this guy's fingers. And then he destroys the creature. And of course, you see like his look where he's got like these markings on him. Oh, by the way, it shows the fact Yuri basically does work out. He's got a freaking 6-pack underneath that shirt. Yep. And then Guto shows up. By the way, he's got a blindfold on. Why the heck does he have a blindfold? It's not specifically stated here. Heck, even by the time I get to episode 5, like, they don't really explain why the heck he basically's got a blindfold on. And apparently he can see where he's going, despite the fact he's basically has eyes covered. Yeah. So, he gets, well, despite the fact he ate a cursed object, and according to him, the elders, the higher-ups, really wanted to kill him. Just because he ate the cursed object. I'm like, that sounds familiar. old men basically try to kill off the main character because they don't like what he's turning into. I'm like, yeah, this sounds very familiar. Blue Exorcist, Yu Hakusho. I'm trying to think, what else was it? It was those two. This one, obviously. It's kind of dumb. I hate this trope of where older guys don't like what the main character is turning into. So their first option is to kill them. Yes, seriously. They really want to kill them that badly. Oh, by the way, this also happened in Sarah for the End. When the main character turns something they don't want to turn into, so they really want to kill them off. Yeah, this is a common trope. At least, heck, this also happens in Attack on Titan, but at least they calm freaking down. At least it's not toward the end of a season, per se. Yeah. But it's only one guy, not a large group of people trying to do this with that one. So, basically, he's recruited to go to the Jujutsu Kaisen Jujutsu High School. Which is basically kind of like a private school. Also, they don't really explain what happened to UT's parents. Yeah, they don't really go into it. By the way, after his friends are saved, Robert's character is seen where he's in the hospital. It says, oh, yeah, he'll recover. And the characters don't really appear ever again in the series. No, they don't, surprisingly. I don't know what the reason is for that, but so he's trying to meet the principal of the place, who seems very young. Yeah, appears in episode 2. And the headmaster is voiced by Kevin Silverstein. Yep. He's a guy who wears shades. Like, what's with these guys in shades? So, after they get transferred to school, so basically, oh, by the way, Yui served a suspended sentence. Until he gathers up all the pieces, he's not scheduled to die yet. But he'll do in the future, hold it off. So he's to his roommate, and then of course after these two introduce to each other, then of course they have to get another roommate, a girl. Yes, a girl, which is quite interesting to say the least. And her name is Nabar Kuski. Yeah, first appearance episode 2. Yep. They do get a little bit of backstory a little bit later on where apparently she grew up in a countryside. She doesn't like the countryside very much. And by the way, Yui's given a weapon, basically like a knife. And Noe's weapon is simply a hammer and nails. By the way, the hammer's got a heart on it. And they had to be at a train station. They did this episode 3. Yep. Yep. And then pretty much they go to a building in Rankapai, which I should point out, though, not the first time I've actually heard this name when it comes to Rankapagi, I think it's even pronounced it. Yeah, it's a basically kind of like a nightclub scene. The first time I heard the name was actually a name of a tag team that was made up of Ricky Romero and Trent Beretta. Trent Beretta being one half of the tag team, the Best Friends from AEW. And I never heard of the entrance team for this thing until they had Trent Beretta do a save on the Best Friends from the Elite, where he shows up basically with his mom in their band. So funny. Yeah, that's the first time I heard the name Rankapai Vice. Basically, from what I just read now, it's the nightclub district. That's simple what it is. So, they go here to go to the building to exercise it. Yes, they do exorcisms. Like do Blue Exorcist, even though they don't do very much at all. Despite the fact the series is called Blue Exorcist, they don't really do exercises very much. Not really, no. You could say D. Grayman does the same thing too. Yep, so this is the third series basically come across like that. So, oh by the way, D. Grayman's another one of those ones where some people don't like what the younger ones turn into, so basically their only option is to kill them. Yes. So, they go in, and it's just basically Yuri and Nagata. Sorry about that. Ooh, I gotta wrap this up soon. Yeah, so they go in, and he, of course, deals with his monster very easily. Then she tries to deal with one monster. It turns out, nope, not like the monsters of the countryside. And then the creature another creature shows up, takes possession of a boy, not possession, basically holds a boy hostage. Then Yuri shows up, busts through a wall, and they defeat the monster pretty easily anyways. The very next one basically is a two-parter dealing with a womb monster. Yeah, shows up a juvie attention of all things. Yes, so, by the way, Megami is fully healed at this point, so just didn't go in, and Sagato is basically out of town for business. So, the three go in, and then they do get separated. Once again, inside, like, oh crap. Basically, like, it's a multi-dimensional thing. Then they confront, all they had to do was just to confirm a creature there and then leave. That's all they gotta do. Though they end up fighting the creature, because they have no choice about it, because basically one of the guys that they were sent to rescue, turns out he's dead. Oh, by the way, did they ever find the Air 4 visitors? The Air 4 prisoners? No, they don't. It's assumed they're dead. They don't look for them at all. Noguchi, of course, gets briefly injured in the attack. And also, we also have it where Yuri transforms, basically has the creature who's host to possess him, kill the monster, takes a little bit, and then he proceeds to go outside, rip his own heart out. Yes, rips his own heart out. Just allow him to apparently die, and that kind of also helps us at the very next arc of the series. They introduce a few new characters at the end of episode 5. One character's name is Panda. No, seriously, his name is Panda. And he does episode 5. Yeah, Panda himself is a odd-looking character. Yeah, he's voiced by Michael David Rudd. And of course, where they're having all these second years. Yeah, and he, of course, is one of them. Togi Imaki, who is built to evolve his speech. Panda, because he's a panda. And Maki Zen, who, by the way, her voice actor is Allegra Clark. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to basically, like... Oh, how should I put this? Basically, it'll be quite interesting to discuss the many episodes of the series. It's a good start for the series so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to discussing the rest of it. Okay, so that's it, particular review. You're probably wondering why did I rush toward the end of this video? Because basically I got a stream to do. So I'll do more Jujutsu Kaisen tomorrow. But next video I'm going to do is going to be a review for Boruto. Okay, next video. Bye.